Galnet News Digest, 13th of June 3309. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, the Federation deports its Thargoid problem to the Alliance. There's further evidence that the Thargoid invasion is being driven back, even without attacking Titans. And Azimuth Biotech squares up to Aegis, raising hopes of a sudden demand for Titan tissue samples.
Following a call for mercy by the Alliance last week, the Federation is to deport all members of the Thargoid cult to start new lives as Alliance citizens. With less than 8 weeks left of his presidency, Zachary Hudson may be acting with an eye to his legacy as a powerful and decisive leader. The Federation has been holding several thousand members of the cult, including many of the radical True Chapters members since October last year, when federal law enforcement seized the new Thargoid cult megaship, the Dedicant. All cult members, whether traditional Thargoid or new True Chapters, were stripped of their citizenship, making many of them stateless. Hudson said he considers that the former federal citizens in Papontia that are members of the prescribed True Chapters pose the greatest security risk and will be deported to the Alliance first. The Dedicant megaship will be used to transport the cult members, something negotiated after the cult members agreed to allow federal inspection of the cult's sacred texts. In subsequent weeks, Thargoid cult members from other federal systems will be in turn picked up and transported by the Dedicant. While Hudson can see the advantage of saving vast amounts of prison expenditure as well as getting a boost to his firm but fair reputation, Prime Minister Mahan may be wanting to demonstrate the Alliance's tolerant approach to different belief systems in the hope that more independent systems, perhaps including some of those that seeded from the Federation, will choose to join the Alliance. Mahan emphasised that criminals would not be welcome, and that security checks will be carried out on all those arriving in Alliance systems. But other than that, law-abiding members of the Thargoid cult will be welcome to take up residence in Alliance systems, subject to the local laws that may apply in each system of the decentralised superpower. The Thargoid cult played an important part in saving former Azimuth Biotech test subject D2, Seojin A, from unknown assailants suspected of working for Azimuth Biotech in March. Seo is back under the protection of Tri-Superpower Agency Aegis, where she's been revealing information about her understanding of the Thargoid's intentions. She also made the seemingly incredible claim that Azimuth Chief Caleb Wycherley, also known as Salvation, survived his destruction in the Thargoid attack in HIP 22460 as a disembodied intelligence.
Statistics provided by the Defence Council of Humanity show that humanity is beginning to win the war against Thargoids. At 1,128, the number of Thargoid-controlled systems is 5% down on its peak 4 weeks ago. With a greater focus on alert systems, shown here in yellow, only a handful make it through to the orange invasion state. The number of systems cleared, shown as the lower blue line, has increased, and that's largely a result of the headway being made on Thargoid-controlled systems, the green line at the top. As can be seen by this chart, the green bars showing controlled systems taken back by humanity has increased dramatically over the past month, while 3 months of the yellow alert systems being efficiently cleared has meant that the small number of invasion systems shown in orange has been easily dealt with each week. With no new Thargoid-controlled systems other than a few unpopulated ones that are of no interest to humanity, and with a concerted effort to expunge Thargoids from formerly human-occupied systems, the Thargoid invasion is in a slow but clear retreat. The same trend is apparent if we look at this week's systems. There are 40 alert systems, out of which a dozen, mainly unpopulated systems, are not yet clear. All 4 invasion systems were cleared in a couple of days, meaning that we'll need to wait until Thursday for more exciting combat opportunities at surface bases. 36 of the control systems are coming back into human hands. This is at least in part driven by the opportunities to defeat the revenant skimmers that are defending captured surface bases in Thargoid-controlled systems. But those who've learned to tackle Orthros interceptors and take tissue samples are able to make dramatic progress too. Plenty of systems are leaving the Thargoid nightmare behind and will soon be fully operational once again. Looking at the historical map of the conflict with Sol in the centre, the rapid initial advances made by the Thargoids as the 8 maelstroms arrived, followed by 4 months of steady advances, began to level off in mid-March, and since mid-May, the Thargoids have been in retreat, holding on mainly in systems previously unpopulated by humanity. Driving the Thargoids back system by system is, however, likely to take months. With the technological advances made by Aegis that allow human ships to get close to the Thargoid Titan motherships that are at the heart of each of the 8 bubbles of Thargoid activity, a research program is likely to start soon to find ways of driving the Titans away and bringing the invasion to a conclusion far more rapidly. The previous Thargoid war ended when the Intergalactic Naval Reserve Arm, INRA, aided by Azimuth's founder Caleb Wycherley, used biological weapons against a Titan, an act widely considered a war crime. The destruction of a single Titan was enough to drive the Thargoids away for 150 years. Despite a low-level return of Thargoids to several nebulas in recent years, Titans only returned in response to Caleb Wycherley's attempt last year to commit genocide on the remaining Thargoids.
Azimuth Biotech has released a statement saying that the Thargoid Titans open up opportunities for study and that Azimuth wants to beat Aegis to making the breakthrough in understanding how they work and what they want. Azimuth's bioscience head, Xavier Rousseau, explained that he wants to understand the technologies used to build the Titans, including its hull composition, the heat vents and the glowing yellow openings through which Thargoid interceptors and hunters emerge. Rousseau did not mention Aegis, nor did they mention that all the technological advances that have made access to the Titans possible have been made by Aegis. However, if it is planning to complete the investigations into the Titans before Aegis, it seems likely that both Azimuth and Aegis are going to have to pay well for the materials and tissue samples that can now be gathered from the Titans. Based on previous similar events, it is often the sponsor that can provide a unique reward, perhaps in the form of a ship-mountable module, that will win out. Aegis has done a huge amount to expose the Titans and to allow them to be studied. Can Azimuth now, at the last hurdle, steal the prize?
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.